Hey guys, today I have got a very cool custom to share with you. Thanks to my local knife store, Knives and More. I think I've told you guys I'll stop by there every other Saturday or so when they close and pick up a couple of knives that they want to feature that are cool, that aren't readily available, and share them with you guys. And this, I kind of asked them the fixed blades that they had, and this is one that I picked out from a maker, Ed Martin. Ed Martin is a Louisiana knife maker, and he makes all styles knives, whether you want a survival knife, whether you want a camping knife, whether you want a multi-purpose knife, a bushcraft knife, which this falls into. This is his Hitchhiker is what this little knife is called. I liked it because of the size, because of the drop point blade shape. It is very sharp. I was attracted to the plunge grinds, how well, I'll try to get where the light's not just blinding it out. So you can see the symmetry there. Really nice sharpening choil. You've got this black linen micarta scales that I think looks gorgeous. No liners needed. You got stainless pins. S35vn blade steel. You can see right under his maker's mark there. I'm assuming you can see that. But a small batched handmade knife from Louisiana. Also has a lanyard hole. It's going to come in right over 6 inches. We'll measure it here in a second after we do some size comparisons. But one of the first things I noticed about it, it's a bushcrafting knife, even though it's small. So it does have a very sharp spine here. It's not my knife, so I'm not going to do any ferro striking. I'm not going to do any cutting with this guy. I can assure you it is very, very sharp, therapeutically sharp. I think you can kind of look at this, and I'm not sure if he sharpens it on a belt. I would put a fresh edge on it if I picked it up. The micarta in these handles and this black linen micarta is gorgeous. It almost looks like a totally different material altogether, but it's really high quality micarta. What else can I tell you about it? It is flat ground, and being a bushcraft blade, this is probably designed to cut wood, feather stick, start fires, cut a little brush away. It's a small, light knife, right? At right over 6 inches, it's just going to be what I would consider a good size EDC knife, a good size work knife, a good size just get it done knife. But it is extremely comfortable. I can get a full 4-finger grip on it. I can imagine with the lanyard, you can even extend that out, but just an absolute winner. These guys, if I'm not mistaken, this little knife, an S35vn, again, it's an Ed Martin Hitchhiker, goes for about 2.25, something like that, right over 2, around 2.25 bones, something like that. But done very well. You do have the straight scales here, which when we do a couple of comparisons, this reminds me of my LT Wright Frontier First. Sometimes I like to see those scales chamfered up a little bit more, but when you look at them, they are perfectly even. They just terminate kind of at a, not quite a 90 degree, but a little bit more than 90 degrees. Really nice sanding. Feels very, very good. Let's do something real quick. Therapeutically slicey. I could not let it go without at least giving it one good slice. And it is a therapeutically slicey little knife. What we're going to do real quick is a couple of size comparisons. I'll show you this wet form sheath. So nice leather sheath set up to be a dangler, but it's wet formed, so the knife fits in the sheath amazingly well. You've got a drip hole here at the end. The only thing that I wish is that there was more flexibility, and I know there's not going to be on a lot of knives, a lot of fixed blade knives, especially by custom makers. You're going to kind of get a nice dangling sheath, and if you want something different, look for something different. I think it's a nice sheath. I've not put it on my belt yet, but I can imagine that it would ride very well. Look at a couple of size comparisons here. Let's take a bug out. Let's take a Sharpie just to get a rough idea. So it's going to be about an inch bigger than the Sharpie, and it's going to be about an inch smaller than the bug out. So the knife that it reminded me of, even though this is a nicer knife, it's a small batch, was my LT Wright Frontier First, kind of an overall style. However, it's much smaller. It's about a good inch smaller than the Ed Martin. Let's look at it next to my Rex 45 Bradford Guardian 3. And that's where it's going to come in and be maybe a 1/4 inch longer, maybe a 1/2 inch longer, or shorter than the Bradford Guardian 3, but a good size. I think I said 6 inches. With that, I'm thinking it's going to be probably closer to 6 1/4 after looking at it next to the Guardian. It's right over 6 1/4 inches overall. The blade is going to come in right under 3 inches. I'm going to call it 2 3/4. If you start at that plunge grind, the actual cutting area is 2 3/4 perfectly. Flat ground S35vn. Your inside handle grip is going to be 3 1/4. So from right here to right here, you've got 3 1/4 inches. So to me, that is a perfect size for an EDC fixed blade. I am a huge fan of this little knife. I think it's really cool. I'd never seen one before. I was not familiar with Ed Martin. I was talking to Tate down at Knives and More, and he had a whole bunch of different knives from there. I'll put a link to the website and to the Instagram. The website kind of shows all the different knives that he makes, but they're made over in Louisiana, southeastern United States. Let's see what this guy weighs. I apologize for the random chatter in the background. So 2.8, you got a 3 inch cutting area, 4.45 under 4.5 ounces carry weight. I think that makes for a great knife, a great fixed blade, just a great little worker. Again, you've got that 90-degree spine, so like the LT Wright, you're going to be able to strike any type of ferro rod you want to on here, but you can tell the difference in that wet form sheath versus just it being stuck in a sheath. It's really done nicely. You've got really thick stitching around the sheath. Just very well executed, very well thought out. I think it's a very nice design, especially for an EDC knife. Kind of get anything done with it. S35vn. Guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. I want to say thank you to all the channel members. I want to say thank you to my buddies John and Tate who are down at Knives and More. I will list their number in the description in case you guys want to call about any of these little Ed Martin knives, or get them to send you some pictures of some of the other ones they've got in stock. But do me a favor, if you would, if you haven't had a chance yet, hit that subscribe button. Please hit that bell notification icon. If you like, give me a thumbs up. Most importantly, I ask you please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Please look out for each other. Go forward with love in your hearts and choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace.